when will the war end, or when will the conflict with Russia end?
When Ukraine wins, you will be defending your country until you prevail and expel the invader from your territory. Why should we behave differently? We will fight until we liberate our country from the aggressor who invaded us and who committed atrocities against our people. The future of the world order is being decided now on the battlefield in Ukraine, and it is in the best interests of all peace-loving nations in the world to support Ukraine under these circumstances and help us to win. Because when we win, the respect for international law, sovereignty and territorial integrity of all countries around the world, including in Asia, will be respected again. Russia continues its aggression against Ukraine, but they are failing strategically, and we are conducting successful counteroffensive, liberating our territories and throwing back the Russian army. To our deepest regret, when we liberate these territories, we find three things. First, destroyed houses and civilian infrastructure. Second, torture rooms. And third, mass graves with civilians who were killed, many of them with hands tied behind their backs. So this just speaks for the atrocious nature of the Russian behavior in Ukraine. But we will cope with it, and we will regain our territories, and we will win. It's hard for me to imagine how one can say that he or she wants to maintain good friendly relations with Russia. Good friendly relations with a country that disrespects borders and commits atrocities, I don't think that it really makes sense. Furthermore, Asian ASEAN countries understand one thing. They can have different positions, but they understand one thing, that Russia attacked not only Ukraine, it attacked the UN Charter, the principles of territorial integrity. It attacked international law and the principle of inviolability of borders. So if Russia is allowed to get away with what it is doing in Ukraine because some countries want to be friendly to them, then make no mistake, the Russian behavior will inspire other countries around the world to solve territorial issues by force and to redraw borders by force. I'm 100% confident that Philippines are not interested in this scenario. Yesterday I signed the instrument of accession of Ukraine to the Treaty of Amity and Cooperation in the Southeast Asia. And it became possible because all ASEAN members supported this decision by consensus. So for us, it's an open message of support from ASEAN countries to Ukraine. And it means that ASEAN is looking for the ways how to support Ukraine under these circumstances. And we're exploring these options, be it the provision of humanitarian aid or the voting of your countries in the United Nations General Assembly, or making political statements. Some things do not happen in a day. But I came here to revitalize and reinvigorate our relations with ASEAN countries. I'm holding bilateral meetings, including your minister. We had a very good bilateral meeting. And I'm sure that the understanding of Ukraine and the behavior of Russia now in ASEAN countries is much better than it was.